Hello, welcome to my video. This little challenge I made up because I want to use my YouTube channel to force myself to draw, basically, to give myself like a reason and a project and draw certain things. Right now we're on the favorite Pokemon picker. The challenge is that I'll pick a type, right? And then we pick a Pokemon from our favorite type. The way this website works is that it whittles everything down from what you pick. So I pick the favorite Pokemon of the first batch. They will move on to the next round, basically. And we keep doing this until it lists our favorite Pokemon. The Pokemon that made it through all the rounds. Right? Okay. So, first, we're going to start off with normal. And I don't know how many I'm going to do this episode, in each episode. But I want to do all 18 types. Those are 18 drawings that I wouldn't have done otherwise. But with this project and giving myself something to do, it'll help me draw more and make videos more, and then it'll expose people who watch my videos to my art and all that good stuff. Alright, let's start. Normal types. I only have a few favorite normal types. Also, some people might say, oh, I already know my favorite normal type. But like in this, it sometimes makes you think like, oh wow, I actually do like this Pokemon more than that Pokemon. Like sometimes I think I know my favorite type, and I come on here and I find out that I actually prefer I prefer one Pokemon over, And the way this works is you're supposed to go fast. Like if you see your favorite Pokemon, you know it's your favorite Pokemon. Like you're not supposed to think about it in these first rounds, You may start thinking about it later rounds because you'll see. Like it becomes like fave against fave. You have to really think about who you really like more. Like, yeah, right now we're whittling it down. Yeah. I like all those Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, and then it keeps whittling down. You're crossing out who's not in it, who's in it, who moves on. Oh, this is rough. A lot of these normal types I like because I've used them competitively, or I just like their designs. Obstagoon I've used a lot in Sword and Shield, competitively and in my main story. And Wigglytuff, I wish Wigglytuff was a good Pokemon. Just one of those Pokemon I wish was good. I've never used Mega Kangaskhan. I just like regular Kangaskhan because it was rare in the Safari Zone. And Porygon Z and Porygon 2 are good Pokemon if you use them right. Exploud with the Boom Burst thing that he got in Gen 7, I used a lot. When it gets down to these two, you're supposed to only pick one, even if you like both of them. Cause yeah, you're getting really close to picking your favorite. Oh fuck. Yeah, Obsta. Alright, and that's my favorite Pokemon. This is the first Pokemon I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna pause it here, and I'll be back with the drawing time lapse, maybe. But yeah. So Obstagoon was tricky to draw. I'm gonna show that time lapse now so you can see, and I'll talk over it. It's not that long. I try to draw him in a cool perspective, like facing you and sort of taunting you and stuff like that. Cause that's what I use him for in competitive. I use taunt a lot. But I couldn't do it. I just had to fall back on what I'm comfortable with, which is drawing side profile. No matter what I draw, if it's a creature or anything, I always end up drawing them with a side profile. I don't know why, I'm just good at that. Here, if you noticed, the fill is really weird. It's very pixely, but I had to fill that in. That took a long time. Drawing Obstagoon took a while. It took 2 hours. I don't think I did a good job. I feel like I just went back on what I was comfortable with, and doing this video is showing me what I can and can't do. Like at the beginning of the time lapse, you saw me trying to go for a head-on sort of perspective, but it wasn't working out because it didn't look right to me. or it didn't make sense with Obstagoon's design. Like, he doesn't work like that, I guess. His eyes don't look like that, stuff like that. Just doubted myself that I just couldn't pull off the perspective and went to this. So, you know, hopefully during this process of making these episodes and drawing all these Pokemon, I learn and grow as an artist. But for now, we're going to pick the fire type. The fire type Pokemon, which is next. Here, we're just going to switch over to fire. The good thing about this is that I don't like a lot of fire types. Fire type is one of my least favorite types in the game. I have a very clear favorite. You guys will probably tell. I don't... Oh, I guess. Yeah. You'll notice which line of fire types are my favorite. I think really my only favorite Pokemon. Entei and Turtonator are like... There's a few cool ones. But, I don't really mess around with fire type that much. Yeah. You're starting to tell which line of fire types is my favorite. Yep. Alright, here. This is what I expected. Like I said in the beginning, some of you may know exactly what your favorite Pokemon is, but there's some types that you may not think about that much. Like fire, I don't like that much. So I know if I do like a fire type, they're most likely going to be my favorite. Like I like the Magmortar line a lot. Like a lot. So, and like I don't like the type in general. So of course Magmortar is going to be the only one. Like that's no debate. But certain types that I don't use often, like let's say, I don't know, Poison. Poison has a lot of cool Pokemon that I like. So that's where like you have to like, it gets hard on which favorite Pokemon you want to pick. And I think that's where the challenge comes in the beginning. And then drawing your favorite Pokemon might be easier because if it's your favorite Pokemon, you're probably drawing him already. But yeah, I'll come back with a time lapse and the picture of Magmortar. It's probably going to be harder than Obstagoon. Yeah. Alright. So Magmortar was also kind of tricky. I feel a little more confident in what I made with Magmortar. Here's the time lapse. He looks like, I mean, I guess he is really bad fan art. Like I made really bad fan art. But I had that feeling while it was being done that it just didn't look as good as I wanted it to be. I don't know if it's the coloring, the shape, the pose, or whatever. At the end I really screwed myself over because I had combined all the layers already. So it was as if I was coloring in and painting like a real physical thing. Like the red paint would go over the line art, stuff like that. That's a silly mistake that I shouldn't have done. But I second guessed myself at the end and kind of distorted the line art and coloring. So, yeah, that's Magmortar. Favorite fire type. I think for each episode, I'm gonna do two things. Like 2 Pokemon. It takes me a while to draw them. It took 2 hours each. Doesn't look like it. I wish, hopefully, this series serves as like, these are like the worst of the worst, you know? Like, I hope I don't draw worse than what I'm drawing right now. Cause, I don't know why these look, or why they took me 2 hours. I'm not satisfied with how they came out, you know? So yeah, I think that's it. Just gonna let you know, I'll probably have links in the description going to my other art stuff, like my Patreon and stuff. If you want downloads of these drawings for whatever reason, they'll probably end up on the Patreon. And if you become a patron, you'll get the downloads and the project files, the time-lapse video, whatever. Yeah, I think that does it for this challenge. I think the big challenge of it is like, you love the design of the Pokemon, you know, and then challenging yourself to draw that, or to draw your favorite Pokemon in a pose that isn't just there where you're just copying. This Magmortar was kind of copied a little bit, Like the sprite I used had it like basically the same pose, but I wanted the cannon to face the viewer. So hopefully, I don't know. I was upset with how I couldn't do that with Obstagoon, so I wanted to definitely do it with Magmortar. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. I usually don't finish up my projects, but I feel confident that I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna get through all 18 types. That's 9 episodes. First one's down.